Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Ashley's Treasure, and today I'm kind of participating in, if you haven't heard, Tony and Margaret from Zen Plaza are doing their own ABC for every day of the month, April, and so I had an idea for I wanted to use acetate, because that's the letter A, and so I had an idea I want to try. I am going to make envelopes out of acetate. So I am going to need my scoreboard and my cutting board, or you can always use if you have like a ruler and a knife, but I like to use my cutting board. But yeah, I'm going to try making an A2 envelope, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So right now I'm going to start off with 12 by 5 1/2. So it's kind of hard to see because of being clear, but this sheet is 12 by 12. So I am going to cut it down to 5 1/2. And then I used the other half and cut it down as well. I thought I might as well use the whole thing so I could make 2 out of it. So I'm going to make 2 acetate envelopes. And then I'm going to get my scoreboard out, and I am going to score at 4 1/4. And then do another 4 1/4, so that will make it 8 1/2. Because 4 1/4 was 4 1/4 is 8 1/2. And then I have all the extra, which will be the flap of the envelope. Press it down, and now I'm debating how long I want the flap. And I'm thinking about just doing a straight one and making it like an inch long. So it was already folded in half, so instead of 4 1/4, I just did it at 5 1/4 so that the flap would be an inch long. Instead of having it 5 1/2 by 12, it'll be 4 1/4 plus 4 1/4, which equals 8 1/2, plus 1 for the flap makes it 9 1/2. So just need a sheet that's 9 1/2 by 5 1/2. And that part, I want to have it a sliver shorter. And the acetate has this like clear plastic topping on it, so it helps prevent it from getting like scratched up and stuff. So luckily I did remember to take that off, and I'm just going to do a tiny thin piece off for where, you know, the fold up where it opens up the pocket, so it's easier to get into, so it's not right across where the thing is. And what I'm going to do is use washi tape. I'm no sewing, no glue of any kind, no art glitter glue, no double-sided tape. I'm using washi tape to tape together the sides. So I'm just kind of laying it down. I'm kind of using the thicker ones. I'm using this one that's white and it has outlining of flowers, and so I'm just taping half of it on the bottom and then folding it over. And no, it's not 100% perfect, but that just shows that it's handmade. Not everything has to be absolutely perfect right on, but I was kind of trying to follow the lines on my mat, and you can kind of see blurs on my face a little bit from the reflection of the acetate. But I also thought about folding, you know, apart in half, so I kind of know where the center of the washi tape was, so I knew where to line up the acetate. And so I'm just trying to line up just right, and that didn't work. So this time I'm going to put the tape on top of the acetate, so the acetate on top of the tape. That made it a little bit easier. There we go, and now I'm just kind of cutting off the extra piece and folding it over. And now I have a pocket for the envelope. And then I thought I should do it on the top as well, but this time instead of folding it in half, I'm just going to have it completely on the top, which was a lot easier to add on to. And now just cutting it off. And now you can see it better. And I wanted to curve the corners because it is kind of sharp. So I used the finest, smallest round corner, and I didn't think that was enough, so I moved it up to the medium size, and I liked that more. So I'm going to do that on both sides. And that's so cute. So now I'm going to the other one. So here I'm creasing at the 8.5 and now the 4 1/4. And then I'm going to get my trimmer out and cut it down to 9.5 so that it only has the 1-inch flap. And then I'm going to turn around and just cut a hair off of it for the pocket part. There we go. And now just removing that protective plastic sheet, which is a little tricky, but I got it. All right. Now folding them down and creasing them. All right, now this time, instead of using washi tape, I'm going to use these tickets that I got from Temu, and so half of them are like a vellum sticker. The other ones are like, they feel, I swear, they feel like wallpaper. But I want to use the vellum ones. And so I'm just going through them, trying to get the vellum ones out. And I was going for like the kind of bigger ones. There are some very thinner ones, but I'm going to use that as my, kind of like I did with the washi tape, to fold over to use as my closure. And so I'm using my mini trimmer to cut these down. I did it with scissors once with my last project when I was doing my Tack Tuesday. I was trying to cut them by hand and I was doing so terrible that finally at the end I thought about using my mini trimmer, and that worked so much better cutting them straight. But yeah, I'm just going through them using different colors. I really like these blue ones. This one was quite big, so I think I only used one of them. But I really like that teal blue, and there's like a red one. I'm just using a whole random variety of them. There's these ones that are like white with purple lines. There's one that's white with orange line. There's like a tinted orange one with an orange line. But yeah, I'm just going to start with one on the bottom. And it did help because, you know, I have those like little circles punched out, so it kind of helped you know where the half point was, and to just line it up and fold in half. It was super easy. Some of these were a little hard to go, so I had to use my pointy tool a couple times to get them off the plastic that they were on. I started from the bottom on one side and then the bottom on the other side, and I'm trying to have it, I don't want it symmetrical, like I don't want the same ones on both sides. I just want them kind of random, so I'm trying to make sure that none of them, the same ones, are touching or at the same spot. And they're all different. They're all, you know, different sizes. They're not the exact same, which I like, so it looked more natural. Like all these random tickets layering up. And then I wanted to start seeing how many more I needed to cover up to the top. And I needed another small one, so I went back through because I didn't think I was going to use the small ones, but I did find this one, and that was like the perfect size. So I'm going to add this like teal blue one first, and then I'm going to add this little one to fill in that gap. And now I'm going to add the big one on the left side. Yay, now I got the two sides done. And then I thought, why not do the bottom as well? And it was a little challenging because of folding them half that way. I didn't have the little, you know, circles to go off from to know where the center was. So I tried folding in half and getting on, which was way off, but not terribly, but I had an idea. Why not fold them? Oh, I needed more colors. I needed more of them. But I thought, why not fold it in half before removing it from the plastic? And that worked so much better. And so um, that was going to work out so much better and so much easier and end up becoming super fun. So I folded in half and then I removed the bottom half from the plastic and then, well, try to. So they were a little tricky. And then line it up. I still had the plastic on the top and then stick the bottom off and then just slide it right off. Once I discovered this, it made it so much easier and so much more fun. And I just kept going and going and going at this. This one I had to use my little pokey tool again, but no problem. But yeah, just undo the bottom half, line it up, stick the bottom on, and then peel off the top. So easy. And then I thought the flap I could do as well, so that way you see it, it's more noticeable and be more fun, because I was like, now that I got the system down, like I didn't want to stop. So I cut more tickets out and I'm folding them in half first and trying to get an idea how many I need and which ones go where, because I don't want the same ones touching. Like the red one, I got one on the right, I got one on the bottom, so now I'm going to have one on the left side of the little flap, you know, so I'm kind of keeping everything separated. But I got the white one with the orange line, I got the white one with the purple line, this orange one with the orange line, and then I think I used that little one again. Yeah, it lined up just right. It's got a little number on it. And so, I kind of gonna go like this. The red one's on the left, orange one on the right, and then the two striped ones, and then that little one in the middle. So kind of got a pattern going on, but it was like just enough. And so I'm folding them first to know where they're gonna go. And then, so I'm just gonna start on one side. Again, just remove half of it. Line it up where it's going to be. Here we go. Sticking that down and then peeling off the top. So easy. I love it. So now doing the second one. And now I'm going to do the one on the right. And then the one with the purple. Peel, stick the bottom, slide the top off. So easy. It was so satisfying. Oh, that one I didn't line up just right. There we go. Although the one with the orange line, I noticed that I kind of overlapped the red ticket a little bit. So then I had like a hair of the acetate gap, but it's like so hard to see. It's not that much. So I was looking through to see if I had another one to hide in there, but they were just too small. So I just stuck with what I had. And so it's not that noticeable, so it wasn't a big deal. I'm just going to stick with what I had planned and try to center as well as I can. And fold it over, then peel and stick. So easy. That was so satisfying. And now I got another little envelope. So now how am I going to decorate them? So I went through these large clusters that I've made in the past. And look how cute this would be in the front of it. And it kind of has that whole like traveling theme going on. And then it reminded me of the Monopoly cards that I used. And I remember there was one that actually, that was not bad either because of the colors. But there was this one with the train. And it kind of had that traveling theme, and that looks like tickets to go on the train, you know? That's what it kind of made me think of. And so either one of them could work. Granted, the um, paper doll, the big large cluster, he kind of goes off the page, but that's okay. It's so cute. And so I thought, well, how about the Monopoly one inside of it? And I love that. It looked so cute inside of there. And so I thought, well, even with both of them, that might work too, for like a traveling themed journal or something. And then being able to see whatever ephemera you put inside of it. And then I thought, I went back to the first one. I'm like, this one needs some on the bottom. It looked kind of weird just being clear on the bottom. So I added the washi tape, the same washi tape on the bottom as well. I'm trying to use the lines on the mat to help center it. And then adding the plastic on top and folding it in half. And then going to cut off the excess. And then I was going through all of them on here too. And this would look cute too, being on the flap and do kind of like an extra, flap to it. How cute would that be? Like she could look good. Like look, it's got all the flowers that goes with it. And then I was looking at the bigger ones. Granted, they were kind of big for this. I wish they were a little bit smaller. But it kind of helped give an idea of what I could use them with or for. And I really liked this one. And I thought, oh, it's just the right size. And then like her head and the top of the circle, I could use as like the closure to the envelope. Like that's another idea, or it could be in the front too. But I like that as like a closure. I really like that idea. And then you can always add like stuff behind them, like cheesecloth or something, or a type of fabric, layering and stuff to add more details on it. These are some pages that I did. I thought you could always add those in there as well and like journal in the back. You can have that as like journaling cards. Just trim the pages down that I decoupaged. Like how cute would that be? Especially this rose one, I could cut in half and they would fit in there perfect. Just have them there and cut them in half and you can journal in the back. And you can always decorate the front of them too. Like there's just so many ways you can use these envelopes, these acetate envelopes. This one I did not cut the corners and I was debating because of the tickets being straight edges. So I moved down to the fine one because it is kind of sharp because being acetate. So I used the smallest corner rounder on this one. And the red sticker on the back kind of stuck a little bit, but I was able to fix it. Sorry, my voice might be going in and out. I've been sick, and so I haven't been able to do any of my voiceovers. But I was cleaning up, and then the plastic part to the stickers, I thought these would be so cute as little tabs. And I remember that Tony did for the Mass Make March. She made little clear tabs too. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I was cleaning them up and I was gonna throw them away, but I'm like, no, I gotta keep these. Look how many of them I have. I have so many from all the little tickets that I just used. And I can make them as little clear decorative tabs. And I could use alcohol ink and dye them and stuff. There's so many things I can do with them. So I am not throwing them away. I am going to repurpose them. But again, like I was cleaning up my mess, but look at all these different things I can put, all these clusters I already made that I can put on there. How cute is that? I love these. So if you like these, give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.